What if I could get an automated strength training plan based on an assessment of my biological age, in this case the Technogym Wellness age, with VO2 max inputs, with 1 rep max tests done on machine, with body composition measured on a in-body scale in my gym, with mobility tests measured with a video camera on this hub in my gym, with a balance test also measured with the Technogym checkup device. For this, one has to stand in this area and then lift 1 foot for 20 seconds, and then try to have a small sphere within this bigger circle here, and basically have also the core balanced. And what if, in addition to all of this, I could also test my attention, my memory, as well as my brain speed, also on this hub, with 3 different games, including this memorization game or this other one. So I did all of these tests in the last couple of days, and now I have a workout plan. I want to now take a look at this workout plan. The equipment for now is set to the gym floor setup. This is the standardized thing because otherwise my location would be given away. Because it allows me to select the equipment in my gym that someone put in there. So no more, okay, I have to find this in my gym, but it's not really there, so I have to do the exercise differently, but does it still count? Now here I set the level to advanced because I have been training since age 12. Then I set the duration to 30 minutes, and I also get a certain amount of movement points. I can set a few things, so I could switch to sessions, which I don't know what this is. Maybe it comes with the premium subscription of my gym. I currently only have the basic one. Then I can also set the duration to 20, 30 or 40 minutes. I then click on the warm-up. In this case, it just tells me to warm up with 5 minutes of running. It calls it goal exercise in time. Once I am at the treadmill, in my case, the Technogym Excite treadmill 900, I think it is called, I then can log in with the gym band I have into this not RFID, but it is an RFID, contact point. I can also log in with my phone, scanning a QR code on the screen. Then the workout is automatically started basically on my account, and then I can switch to the normal strength training. In this case, for the 30 minutes, it suggests leg press, leg extension, and leg curl. So clearly this is a split with, in this case, the leg day. You might also wonder, can I pair it to my device? And the answer is yes, I can. There seems to be only the option to have one device paired. Since I do have multiple watches, a Garmin 6S Pro and a 7S Pro, I would have liked to add basically these new ones, but if I want to connect a new one, I basically have to forget the old one. It also tells me the equipment I need, in this case, well, these different stations or machines, and then I can start the workout. Now, what I have not found is an option to actually stop the workout and then have it again basically shown in my account. So once I do start it, there is, I think, no way to restart it again. Now, I can basically log in at any point in time to the fitness equipment. So even some of the machines in my gym do not have a RFID login, where I can log in with this band. I can still log in, and basically it pulls up the station itself. So if I, for example, have to do something that is not done on there are different kinds of machines. The first one are basically these machines, which are basically RFID enabled. So on these machines here, there is a small display. These are not the BioStrength machines, but these are kind of the normal machines. And here I can also log in with my RFID band. Or I can have a QR code displayed on this display. Once I log in, basically with my band, it also then shows me the current workout which I am doing and which is scheduled for now. Now, if I am actually in the set and I figure that I cannot press the 130 kilograms, but rather would do 60, then I can apply, and then it basically shows me this. I can also change the rest, but of course now this is, this is an adjustment I think that has to be made every time, unless this setting, save settings for the next time, somehow adjusts this. I can also press login to equipment, which probably would give away my QR code. And I can also watch this video, I think at least, if I press on here. So this is basically the big view, and this is now the small view. But there, I think, was a video. I can also change the exercise, or I can mark the exercise as done. I can edit the exercise, which I don't know exactly what this is for. And I can also select a different exercise. Let's say I have a certain issue with my knee currently, and so instead I do a leg press like this or a leg press like this, or somebody set up the gym equipment wrongly and I only have access to one of these machines but not the others. Now, once I am done, I can switch to the next exercise. There is also, I think, a different view. So first of all, I do have the option to switch to view. And this is now a kind of a view similar to a story, one could say. So first of all, it gives me now these very big previews. And I can basically click on this, but I don't really need to click on this because it already shows me how the exercise is done. I still can click on this, and then I also can basically switch through these exercises just by scrolling, which I think is, if I have my phone somewhere and I put it down onto the floor, maybe a better option to go through this. The question is now, how do I change the load and the reps if I miscalculate? I think I cannot really do this here. I can click on play. Oh, okay, here. No, here also not. When you're done, just click. Okay, I can basically click this check mark here to say that I'm done. But if I have trouble, then I think I need to. So let's see. Maybe I can change the weight, or no, I cannot. So the only thing I seem to be able to do is to again switch to the other view, and then I basically can adjust the sets and the weights. So then I can go through this. Let's try this. I usually do supersets, and the question is whether I can do these exercises supersetting. So for example, I often do supersets of leg extensions as they are shown here, followed by leg curls. So these are antagonistic muscle groups, and therefore I can superset them quite easily without tasking, or if given basically the assumption that my cardiovascular system is not the limitation. So for this now I have to again switch the view, because otherwise I cannot check off individual sets. But can I actually check off individual sets? Let's see. Okay, I click here on apply, and then I click on apply. And how can I even check here the set? So here, can I change this? Here I can mark it as done. So let's say, okay, I'm done. I mark this as done, and then the whole set is done. So probably I would have to find a way to basically, well, mark maybe both sets as done afterwards, but to still log into both exercises, which I then don't know if it works with basically checking off these once I do them at this exercise equipment or at this machine. At the end of the workout, I also can mark all as done and then also end the workout. Now, once I do end the workout, I did not find a way, as I mentioned already, to then restart the workout. So if for test purposes, for example, I go through this workout while recording a video, then I have the problem that I cannot really do anything else. What I've also already noticed is that so if I do a workout, but in between I am logging into a different exercise machine, then it puts these additional exercises automatically in this workout. So within basically the time frame in which I have this workout recorded, it then basically puts additional exercises automatically into this workout log. I also have the ability to here add plus. And now, of course, there are a few caveats which have to be mentioned. So first of all, in regards to adding additional exercises, I could now add a shoulder press, for example, or I could also log in with my phone into the shoulder press. So the shoulder press are similar to, so these are basically plate loaded machines. These plate loaded machines, they do have an RFID tag, or an NFC tag in this case. I think it is down here, and I tried this already, so I can log in with the QR code into my phone, into my basically Technogym account with the app, with the Technogym app. But what I have not been able to do is log in with the band I have from my gym. But seemingly there is also an RFID tag, not RFID, but NFC tag, which I could use to log in with my phone, but this hasn't worked for me so far. So to summarize, these plate-loaded machines, they don't have displays. Log in via phone, via QR code scanning or NFC. Or one can just select the exercise. Technogym machines, they do have these small displays, at least in my gym. I think this is the newest generation of these. And here I can log in with the band from my gym. And here I can also log in with my phone via a QR code. On cardio machines like this Technogym Run Excite, but also on this hub, which is basically the Technogym Wellness Checkup, I can also log in with my band. Now, once I am finished, I can actually then end the workout. If I want to add any cardiovascular exercise, I can also add this. It seems to be the case that this now targets mostly basically my strength training portion of the wellness aid. The question now is, why would it do it like this? Maybe that's the thing that basically would reduce my strength training portion the most, so my strength age the most. I can also click now on I want more, bait, bad, shaky, and so on and so forth, and maybe I I actually don't want to share the feedback. Maybe I can just delete this, but I seem to not be able to delete this. So I sent the feedback, and then the next workout is here. And now what we also can see is that I have not done these exercises, and it shows me basically a red label for all of the exercises which I have not done. And now I do have the third workout, which is not what I wanted, because I actually wanted to do the second workout, but I still wanted to make this video. So now I do not have the option to basically do this workout again. I now have this workout in my activity log, and it also added movement minutes, and it also, because it was connected to my heart rate monitor the whole time, at least ideally in the gym, then has my heart rate for all of these exercises, so it can basically calculate a cardiovascular benefit for this also. And also do a caloric calculation better if it has my actual heart rate. But as already mentioned, the Wellness Age does also take into account these other categories as well. So for cardiovascular categories, I recently did a VO2 max test on a treadmill, and it came out as 59, which was surprisingly high because my Garmin VO2 max estimate is currently only 57. But recently I also have been weighing more, mostly I think attributed to, first of all, more eating and also higher body fat. So therefore the relative VO2 max is calculated based on basically the absolute VO2 max divided by the current weight, which if it is higher results in a lower VO2 max. And on the treadmill test, I just put in my yearly average weight, which is a little bit lower currently. Now, in terms of strength training, I have not been able to put in these additional. I basically did a few more 1-rep max tests on these Technotrim machines with the small display, but they have not registered here, and I cannot find them anywhere in the app. In the activity log, I can also find one recent workout. So basically every time I log in a certain period in a gym, it logs all of these exercises together. And so I have the leg extension here, which I did, but also the maximal test. And I also can see the speed, for example. This was the maximal test. And in the third portion of the, not the third portion, but in the last portion of the maximal test, it basically increased the speed almost like a step up, and increased the speed by 0.7 kilometers per hour or by 0.8 kilometers per hour. I can also check the heart rate out. So if I now want to go at a certain point, it does not show me the heart rate. But what you can see is that it was at the end at 177. It's not what you can see, but you can see that it was close to this. And what I remembered is 177. And here we also have the heart rate graph, and it also shows 177. Now, what would be really interesting is if it only shows me basically the strength portion in the workouts because it thinks it's the most, it's the area in which I can improve the most, or if this then also would impact body composition the best, or also mobility and mind and balance, or if it is the only thing that it actually can do. So it would not maybe recommend a VO2 max test as I did yesterday, but maybe it also will in the future, and then I can actually check it out and maybe make a video about this. Up until now, it seems to be the case that another competitor would be the eGym BioH, but they are completely missing out basically on recommending cardiovascular exercises because they do not make cardiovascular gym equipment. They only have a collaboration with Matrix Fitness in which they basically have programs on their Precor machines. Or on Matrix Fitness machines, but also I think on Precor machines. But on a Technotrim device, in this case in my gym, on the Technotrim treadmill, I can do also a automated VO2 max test. And this I think is an integration, at least that I have not seen before. So it seems to be the case that this Wellness Age is currently the best thing I can do, apart from maybe other things like assessing my inside age, for example, with app Inside Track. So here within the reports, I can see the one inside age test I have done, and it seems to be 37.4. I had an issue with my liver at this point in time. It had high liver enzymes. Of course, it would be nice if also basically medical metrics would also be integrated similarly to how in MyFitnessPal, basically I have interpretation, but also optimal zones of all of these different parameters I can get in my blood draws. They seem to already have moved a small step toward this. So basically within clinical, I can add a couple of metrics such as cholesterol, such as LDL, and a couple of other metrics which I maybe had not. I do not know if they are included in the Wellness Age also, but because they are manual entry, maybe they are not included, and only kind of the automatic entries are included, which kind of makes this system a little bit more fail-safe. Let's just say you go to the trainer and then you say, oh, my cardio score is so low. Well, because you maybe mistakenly input your VO2 max as 24 and not 44 or something like this. But now, if all of these measurements are basically automated and you cannot really do anything wrong, then the result is also way more reliable compared to you manually entering these results. It's quite similar with a Garmin watch. You go on a run and then it automatically calculates your VO2 max. But of course you could manipulate by entering a different weight on that day, which it then takes into account for dividing the absolute VO2 max, in my case maybe around 4.3 liters per minute, to then basically it divides it by the weight, by the last entry it seems, and then you get the relative VO2 max adjusted for body weight basically. Since first getting the first assessment of this wellness age, I already have been able to reduce it from 25 to now 23 after basically entering more data. And so I'm looking forward to potentially reduce it to the minimum. If this would be possible, I don't know if this is possible. I'm already kind of at the upper limit in terms of VO2 max testing, for example. But I think this is a very promising concept and I would like to see more like this.